in this episode.
To tell you the truth, it was one of the best things ever because I made my dream come true. I just wanted to play in front of people.
Yeah.
Like hear the fans, hear like the fire, hear the drums. Like I can't explain the feeling. Like I tell my kids, when you make it, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Like that feeling inside, like, damn, like this is I made what I had to do.
Welcome back to another episode of This Is My Why podcast. On today's episode, I have a very exciting guest with me, one that goes back very, very long for us, a friendship turned family relation. So I would like you to please, welcome Carlo Rivas to the podcast. And Carlo, I'm going to get you to explain a little bit about yourself and get into your background. That would be a great place to start 100%. For us.
Well, thank you, Arthi. It's like you said, it was family, friends. Mm-hmm. We're always together and as a family and friends, and we love you guys so much. But now back to myself is I played professional soccer for many years. I had to move to Mexico after high school. Mm-hmm. Lived there for 2 years. Played for Cruz Azul, a very important club in Mexico City. While my father was over here dealing with the program, with the club, mm-hmm. He was in the national program as well. And then from there, I moved to Chile at 18 years old, right after a year and a half from Mexico. And it was an interesting time. I mm-hmm. went from an amateur player to a professional at 18 years old. And that, it's a very different life. I'm not used to it. Canadians weren't used to it. So for me, everything was new. Mm-hmm. TV, newspaper, fans, 40,000, 30,000, 20,000. Going from Canada to 10 people, family watching, now to like 40, 50,000 people.
Insane.
It made me realize how important this sport is around the world, which Canadians are very far from mm-hmm. understanding. And then from there, I played in the national team. I got a few caps with Canada. And then I quit soccer at 25 years old.
Altogether?
Retired. Yes, I retired completely.
I didn't know.
Because it was very intense, right?
Yeah.
I missed a lot of important things in family life, which you don't realize when you're old, like, when you're in it.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, I think stopping playing soccer benefited kids that are here because I'm giving them opportunities with my father and our club to strive for a university scholarship, professional. So after I retired, I came here, went with my father to run the program, the club, and now we keep on growing. So a very short story. That's where we are right now, helping kids get university, professional contracts. And making kids' dream come true, which is very hard.
For sure.
To be honest with you, it's very hard because there's a lot of people that lie to you. There's a lot of fake dreams in Canada where kids get really they bring you in and they tell you lies. Yeah. And what we want to do for kids in Canada is give them real opportunities.
Wow.
To get scholarships, right? Because that's where everyone wants to be. Yeah. Get schooling for free, or get a professional contract. So. That's pretty much us, Carlo Jr. Rivas here. And then this is what we are.
Yeah. No, for sure. I love that. Thank you for that intro. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to explaining how we met because I think that's a crucial part to the story. And then I want you to walk us through your father's journey and then how, as you said, you retired and how you re-entered and where this organization has grown. Yeah. Because, it feels like just a few years, but it's been quite a bit of time. Yeah. So my brother, who's 10 years younger than me, when he was growing up and we realized there was a love for soccer and he wanted to do something with it. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's exactly it. We found different teams that would, want to take him on. But, the end goal was always, this is what he wanted to do. Yeah. And so we were kind of like, well, how can you get him to where he wants to be, right? Yeah. And this is before the MLS entered the picture, many years ago. Yeah. And so it was either you go to the States or you go to Europe or where do you go, right? And so I remember researching and trying to figure it out. He played for a rep team prior to, and I remember thinking, okay, like this isn't gonna cut it. And I remember Googling and researching and finding your academy at that time, and thinking like, okay. And I remember seeing that you guys do international tours, and that's what caught my eye. And I was like, huh, interesting. And then when we set up the initial consultation and like met with your dad and saw what he was about really, and also learning he was an ex-World Cup player, which is huge, like somebody from that type of caliber training in Canada was unheard of. And we didn't have social media back then the way we do now.
Oh,
I'm sure you guys would have been huge from then, right? I mean, you were, but I think you would have reached more people, right? So, and I remember being like, wow, like something just felt right, and the genuine care and like love your dad showed us and our family at the time, I've come to appreciate, because you really understand that you're really taking on this family and this kid's dream, right? And so it was just done so wonderfully. And I remember at that time we went to Real Madrid, Spain, and unheard of. And this is when Ronaldo was playing there, and I was like, is this real? Like, and it was like a dream for the parents, because we were like, oh my God, got to watch them train, and they're like, insane. And I remember like, the confidence that it gave the boys that played on your academy to go into another international country, play their junior squad, like, it's just the experience alone, right? And from there, my brother went on and did other great things with soccer as we, you guys always kept in touch, and, we did. But I kind of realized at that moment how important that role was. And I think it's so important to kind of talk a little bit about, how your dad's background impacted what he came here and did, and then how when you guys merged,
with
it just blew up.
So for us, when in the professional world, they teach you, your group is your family, right? It's not like, go to soccer and go home. No, your friends, female friends, whatever it is, your family. Like, you got to go to practice, understanding someone has a situation at home, talk to them.
Yeah.
Right. We're coaches, we're mentors, right? Our egos have to be out the door, right? We're here for the kids, right? So that's, my father taught me a lot of that when I was younger. Yeah. And going back to how he started, it was a crazy story actually. His first professional game, he was 15 years old.
Wow.
Played with my grandfather, but at the time he wasn't my grandfather. We were just teammates.
What?
So they were teammates. Yeah, they were teammates.
On the national team?
No, on a professional club in Chile.
Okay.
And my grandfather took in my father like his son, because my grandfather had two girls, my mom and my aunt. Mm-hmm. He always wanted a boy figure in the family because soccer, right? They didn't have female soccer back in the day. So he would bring my dad over to the house every day. My mom was sick of him. She was like, why is this guy coming to my house? This is my daddy. He's taking my daddy from me, kind of thing. So she was seeing him constantly, eventually fell in love.
Wow.
And that's how my parents actually met, is because my grandfather was bringing my father to the house every day to have dinner, to have lunch. He took care of my father like his own son.
Oh my God.
So that's how they met. My parents
story.
met through that. They even played against each other. My grandfather punched him in the face in a game.
Oh my God.
Of course, because in a game there's no friends, you're not my what. He went all out. He grabbed my dad. After that, they had a barbecue. My dad had a missing tooth. So it was something that, it's a part of the game, right? Yeah. But now at this point, my dad was already married with my mom. So they were just laughing. My mom was laughing at my father. Hey, my dad just punched you in the face in a game kind of situation. But my grandfather played in 2 World Cups. So he's big boy too.
Yeah, and what a legacy.
And he came third in the world with Chile, 62. So we have a family of blood, a bloodline of footballers. Mm-hmm. So after my dad played in the World Cup 82, he moved to Canada. Mm-hmm. He went to Edmonton.
Oh.
Yeah, he moved to Edmonton, played with the Edmonton Blizzards, where they had guys from like very big players come in and play.
I didn't know that.
Then he fell in love with Canada. And that's why he never went back to Chile. He had a big contract in Chile to go back. He did not go back. He stayed here. So once he stayed here, there was a big void in football in Canada, soccer in Canada, where there was no development. The clubs weren't that big at the time. Mm-hmm. So my dad and my mom were like, let's create an academy. So he created the CR Soccer Academy in 86.
Wow.
So it was a long time he created that. So
2
my dad,
years after I was born. Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. So 86, my dad started with the academy. He brought, when he opened it up over here, actually in Canada, he brought like all these type of professionals overseas to come here, open up the program.
Wow.
Actually, I think he did it at Soccer City, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Soccer City or Soccer World or something like that back in the day. And then my father didn't stop ever since. He kept on going, was on the national team of Canada, helping them.
Wow. Your dad was also on the national team in Chile,
yeah.
right?
So my dad was in the national team of Chile too. He scored the goal for them to qualify for the 82 World Cup.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's we have our name down there. But for me now, in terms how that impacted my career, their expectation of me was to be like my father.
Of course.
Two different players, types of players. So I used to get interviewed. Oh, you're not gonna play like your father. Like I used to tell him, no, that's Carlos Rivas. I'm Carlo Rivas.
Right.
I go, they're two different persons.
Right.
So they expected the quality to be the same. I'm gonna be honest. My father is different level, right? It's hard to be in that kind of quality.
Yeah.
But I did my stuff differently. I played differently.
Same position?
More defensive. My dad was more of an attacking midfield. I was more a defensive midfield. But yeah, so it was just a journey of my father moving countries. So he did it differently. I left from Canada to there. My dad went from Chile to over here, which is different, right? And especially, like you said, we didn't have no social media. Like,
Can you imagine?
It was tough. Like even when I was playing, like calling my parents or whatever was like a mission. No video call. It's just through the phone. Hi, daddy. How are you? Bye, mommy. Like I had birthdays alone.
Wow.
Like there's things that you, like I said in the beginning, you miss very important things of your life. But it made me grow as a man because I understood, you know what? There's times you're going to be alone.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to cope with it. And I'm very good at that. You know what I mean? So it helped me as I get older, it helped me a lot.
Wow.
Living that. So yeah, my families were professional footballers.
That's amazing.
That's very interesting.
So when did you know you want to do this professionally?
Like
was there any kind of pressure? Like
pressure? No.
Okay.
I just knew I wasn't good in school, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I had to make it pro.
Okay.
I told my dad, Dad, because I had university offers because, I was a great baller. In terms of my grade, they were lacking, but they still were offering me stuff. But I'm like, Dad, I don't want to go to school. I really want to make it professional. And my dad said, listen, you have 3 options. You make it, you go to work, or you go to school.
Right.
So I did everything. I was running in -40. I was running outside. I was doing anything and everything to make it. Like I just wanted to become a professional footballer.
Yeah.
Of course, there's ups and downs. It was very tough. Like I said, mentally, physically, emotionally, it was very tough. But I had all the support, so it was very hard to fail.
Yeah.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit more about that aspect, because we were chatting earlier, and I mentioned I really noticed how the discipline and the sacrifice that you kind of do in sport really sets you up for life.
100%.
So when you say, you were 17 when this was going on, right?
Yeah, so last year of high school,
Yeah, so like what are some of the things, and how did you have, like at that age, how did you have the foresight to kind of be like, this is going to be worth it? Like it is going to pay off.
I knew when you're a kid, you want to make, like everyone has that dream. I just knew I had to put in a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
When my dad would do tours, I was touring when I was young too, like what Abby did and whatever, like other players are doing. I was touring a lot. And then I realized the quality of the other players. So I had to match that or be better. So that's where I noticed, you know what? I won't make it if I don't work twice as hard as these guys. Because they're training every day. In Canada, we're limited for the winter.
Yeah.
2 days a week, 3 days a week. Down there, these guys are every day.
All the time. It's a religion. We saw in Spain,
So for me, to get to that level, I had to make it every day. Through the snow, through the cold. My dad would make me run outside. I remember this. I used to live near Trio, whatever, like 40-minute run to the training facility in the winter.
Wow.
I would train. He's like, Carlito, run back home. At 8 o'clock and I was running at the snow.
Wow.
I had to do it. He goes, Carlos, this is the only way you're going to make it. So the work ethic had to be very high. My focus, partying, I had to set that aside. Even though I like to party, I had to set that aside a little bit because for me, it was do or die. If I was going to make it, I would have to go to work or school. Something that I didn't love doing.
Yeah.
So I made everything like I was working RC, working out after practice, working soccer in the morning, trying to do something. Of course, if we had more, nutrition in the picture would have been even better. But at that time, like you said, we didn't have all that.
Different.
It's different times.
Yeah.
And these kids now have everything.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Everything. Like
amazing,
even for University Showcase, we had a showcase where coaches were coming here, but it was a mission.
Wow.
But now kids could do it through a computer.
Yeah.
So their life is easier.
Wow.
Right? That's why I had to fight through a lot of things, man. A lot of hate, a lot of negative people.
Really?
Of course, because, there's always haters. Oh, well, this guy's getting this because he has a contacts.
Got you.
But realistically, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I feel like in some ways it's even more work in that kind of regard because there's so much expectation, but people don't see that, right?
You got to push differently. You got to, there's going to be, like, I remember when I was even playing professional, there's guys talking crap because they want your spot. You're taking food from their table, right?
Yeah.
So it's something that, it's at a nonstop. You're working to become better, working to become a professional. And to become a pro is every day, 24 hours a day. And I learned that style of life when I was playing because in Canada, we don't have that.
Yeah.
So that's why it was really hard for me for the first 2 years playing professional because I was adjusting. Like I was on the newspaper, I was getting this, I was on that, I was in the news, and I'm like, what the heck is going on right now?
Yeah.
I couldn't go out for dinner because they assumed that you're partying.
Oh, wow.
So you had to stay at home.
Wow.
So all these little things that it was teaching me, how to become a pro.
Yeah. Wow.
I started learning I was older.
You were learning as you were doing it. Oh my gosh.
So it was really hard, right?
Yeah.
Because I see all my buddies that lived in Chile or whatever, they were focused, they were there. Like
they were dialed in.
I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to try to get to that level.
Yeah.
But it was
okay, walk us through your life in the pro world now, right? So you go there.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea what to expect? Like
in terms of life, no. I just knew I was a good soccer player, so that was easy for me. And it was after the practices, after, when you go home to your condo, you're alone. Like after practice, I would be alone in my condo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Like all my buddies had their families. My family's over here in Canada, 14 hours away.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
I did have my aunt, my uncles in Chile, but it's not the same not having your crew. So it was tough. Like I said, I missed birthdays, my nephew's birthdays, my family's birthdays, whatever. I didn't have kids at the time, so they were like my kids.
For sure.
Right? So it was that emotional. Like the first year, I just wanted to come home.
I remember Abby saying the same thing.
First year, you just want to come home.
Yeah.
But at the end of my day, you got to suck it up.
Yeah. So you had your dad guiding you.
Yeah, of course.
Because I was going to say, how did you overcome certain things? Because,
Senior helped me a lot through the way because he understood where I was at. Mm-hmm. And the culture is like a religion.
Yeah.
Guys having tattoos of the club that you're playing for,
Seriously.
Like, oh yeah, it's different level. Like down there, it's their life. It's a religion. It's their, like, they don't go to church on Sunday if the team is playing. They'll skip that to come to watch a game.
Wow.
So it's something that I started, like you said, as I was playing, I was understanding.
Wow. So, but yeah, it's tough to learn as you're in it. Like it's different to kind of, and this is kind of the things you guys do now. Like you set up your players. You guys have the whole thing kind of lined out so that they know what they're getting themselves into, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're going in blindly.
No. So when we do these tours, like what other boys are doing is, and girls, is for them to understand that.
Yeah.
These kids are living that life.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of false dreams in Canada. They don't teach kids, you know what? You're going to a different country where kids need this to feed their family.
Yeah.
Kids need this, to get out of, the poor. And for us Canadians, we don't need that. We're set. We have a beautiful life here. And kids wearing $400 shoes, $300 shoes, $500 shoes, like kits. Down there, that some parents could live a month with that money. So we take them to these tours for them to see it. Boys, girls, you want to make it professional. Look at the struggle, but look at these kids, how focused and dialed in they're in. Yeah. Like they act like little pros at 8 years old down there. Yeah. So it's something that we are trying to teach our boys, that situation.
So you decided you're going to retire?
Yeah.
That was mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion, or just like, I just want to take a break?
A lot. It was everything, right? Yeah. I was getting tired of it. I was getting into issues with the coach because I wasn't playing enough. I was just getting annoyed by the sport. Yeah. So I had to take myself away from it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Even though I loved it, it was just all those years of consistency, like, always trying to prove yourself to make the lineup. It's tiring, man. It's tiring.
I can imagine.
But that's the reality of the sport, though. Mm-hmm. You got to do that to make it.
Wow.
Right. And I started understanding it, like I said, as we go through, but I got to a certain point where I'm like, you know what? I should need a reset. Let me reset from this sport. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And my parents, my Natasha, everyone was freaking out. Like, why? You have a contract. Like, you're great. You're this and that. I'm like, it's not for me anymore.
Yeah.
So I completely stopped.
So you guys, just to go back, so you were already in your long-term relationship and you're away. So you're also missing that as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
Natasha would come see me a few months out of the year. My parents would come a little bit.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because you're like I said, you're alone all the time. Mm-hmm. But the good thing is I had good buddies, like good teammates that we became very close because they were in the same situation too, some guys.
Yeah.
So I guess we were in
able
that moment
to get
able
each other through it.
Yeah, get through it. You know, we would go for walks and have good times together. You know,
that's good.
because we lived in front of the beach at this time, which was not a bad life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say it was a bad life, but you know, it's still little things, little minor things that make you think. Shit, I miss my family. I miss this. Sure. I miss that. But to tell you the truth, it was one of the best things ever because I made my dream come true.
For sure.
Playing, like, I just want to play in front of people.
Yeah.
Like, hear the fans, hear, like, the fire, hear the drums.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you such a, like, I can't explain the feeling. Like, I tell my kids, when you make it, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Like, that feeling inside, like, damn, I made what I had to do. Like, one of my dreams came true. And it was...
That's huge.
It's something that I'll always give thanks to Chile. Mm-hmm. The professional clubs, because they gave me an opportunity, right? Yeah. And it was something that I could always have in my mind. And unfortunately, my son didn't see me play, which that was one of the things that I always wanted to, like my son and my little girl, but I didn't get to that level yet, or never, because it's already done. But it's something that I always will have in my heart. That it's been the best thing ever, one of the best things I can imagine.
During one of our pauses, we were talking to the team here, and we were talking about we went to go watch Messi at his opener in Miami, and they played the team that you were on. I didn't even realize it. And you know what? Being in Miami, watching that game with all the hype with him coming in and all of that, there were diehard fans of the other team in that crowd. 100%. And I was wondering, I'm like, wow, like this is insane. And they're sitting there in like all like, you know, Miami. It's and amazing. Then here and there you see their jerseys. So they're sticking out and like, or standing out. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, like, why? And I know what you're talking about because it just got crazy. And I've never been in such an electrifying, you know, situation. Yeah. I can only imagine, you know, I can only imagine. So that was very, very awesome. Like that experience itself was amazing.
And being on the field, you know, you're looking around, like that passion, that love for your clubs, you know, the color, the logos, the patch. Yeah. Like you want to fight. You want to like,
you want the
fans to know,
you know?
Like, I'm here for your club. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And they know, the fans see it. Yeah. Like when you play like crap, you know you play like crap. When you're doing something well, you know you're doing something well.
They're holding you accountable.
100%. Like, of course, like there's these guys, sometimes you get threats. If you're going down to second division, you know, your family's got to leave the country or else something's going to happen. Oh, wow. And this happens all the time. Yeah. Like in South American soccer too, when I was playing there, I would send Natasha home 40 minutes when we had a route, like our Clásico, which is like like a derby, two big clubs that want to play against you. She had to leave 40 minutes, 30 minutes in the second half because after the game, there's chaos. Like the fans versus the fans. Oh my gosh. Fighting and this and that. So she didn't understand it either. First time, like, you got to go. She goes, no. I go, you better go. We were stuck in a change room for 2 hours because they're throwing rocks at our change room, at our bus. We couldn't leave. Wow. So it goes because of passion, the love. Like these guys
runs so deep. Yeah.
It's too deep. Yeah, it's years, so hundreds of years of this club going on, or all these clubs. So they have that love and that passion for it. So you got to be at that level of like understanding. Wow. There's a lot of people here that are coming to see you win. Wow. And if you don't win, you were here with 20,000, 30, you hear it. Jeez. You hear it. So it gets intense. Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. And going back to the Mexico side of it, you know, that was like the base of how I became even a good professional, right? In Mexico City, they taught us, they had sports science, they had the doctors, they had a weight training program. They really took care of us. They took care of course, I'm just learning this, right? Because in Canada, we don't have that.
Right.
So when I went there, I'm like, oh, these guys have all this for the player.
Wow.
So that's why you go to that next level, because they're investing in their players to get better.
For sure.
So we had everything in line there. I'm like, it was like down to the T, perfect. You don't have to worry about your uniform, nothing. Shoes, you need shoes, they got you covered. So just focus on the sport.
Wow.
Get better at your sport.
Wow.
Because that's what these clubs do, is they sell you. They make money off a sale.
For sure. Yeah.
So if you perform, they make money, you make money. So everyone wins.
Yeah.
So that's how they see it, these guys.
Wow.
And Mexico City was a very great place to learn a lot of different things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I was playing midfield. They're like, Carlos, go defense. I'm like, okay, fine. I got to adjust. So, and it helped me in the professional world. So when I went pro, I was a very good defensive player because of that. So they helped me a lot. Cruz Azul helped me a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was fortunate to be there with those guys because it's very hard to get there.
Yeah. Have you gone back?
I haven't seen my buddies in 13 years in Chile.
Wow.
It's been so long because we've been so busy here with the club and our stuff with our kids. Of course, I want to go back. I like to show my kids, my clubs where I've been to, how, the professional side of it. One day I'll go. It's just too far. 13 hours right now.
Yeah.
Don't want to fly that far right now. It's too far, especially with kids that are young.
Wow. No, for sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you were talking about, you took a small break.
Yeah.
And then what brought you back? Was that something you came to a realization?
I realized I was a good tactical kind of player. I read the game very well. And I knew I could help kids differently, not to do things that I did incorrectly.
Yeah.
And also guide them the right way to make them understand the big picture of the game, right? Because football is huge. Soccer is huge. It's massive.
Yeah.
So when my father was coaching, I'm like, you know what? Let me get into the coaching world with my dad. Then I started to see some kids develop, like Abby and that crew. I think that was my first year coaching.
Was it? Wow. Yeah. Okay.
And then we went to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I was going as a coach, not as a player.
Different, right?
So it's different, right? Yeah. As a player, you want to see it, but as a coach, you can see, oh crap, this kid has potential. You know what? I can make this guy's dream come true, or this guy.
For sure.
So I saw that more valuable in my life. So
rewarding,
I'm like, you know what?
And fulfilling, right?
Let's go all in. And I haven't stopped. And now, we're seeing the great results. Some kids going to scholarships. Yeah. Our club, Brace Soccer, over COVID, we send 9 kids on scholarships.
Amazing.
And this is over COVID.
That's amazing.
Over COVID.
When everything was stopping.
Over COVID.
Wow.
Now kids still going on scholarships. We have one of our girls made a professional club in Portugal or Spain. She gets a pick now. Now her life is going to change.
Yeah.
All these other kids' lives are changing because they're getting scholarships in the States.
Yeah.
So for us, that's the best thing you could ever, do for a kid.
Yeah.
Because we want them to be successful.
For sure.
We already did our time. Me, senior, we're done. Yeah. Now it's their turn, this next generation.
But, I have to say, and I see a lot of, because, my entire family is so immersed in sports, especially soccer, right? My dad played, brother played. I cannot, and I'm not saying it because there's an existing relationship. Yeah. You guys really, are a part of the family. You behave like this kid is your kid. Yeah. You go as much as you need to kind of make sure if that potential is there, that it's identified and it's matched.
Yeah.
And I think, and that was the other reason it was so important for me to have you on this podcast, because I don't think it's still as known that the academy is in Etobicoke, and what you guys do, right? And it's different than a rep team. This is an academy.
Yeah.
So maybe take us through what you guys do.
So I'll go back to the reason why we're like that with the kids is because they're giving us the opportunity to help them get better. And for me, like I said, I love to see our kids be successful. You don't have to make it professional. You don't have to make it to a scholarship, but we'll teach them values, right? Like work, be on time, respectful. You say hi to a coach, look him in the face. look them in the eyes. You know, things like this will matter in life when you're older. Like when you say hi to someone, if you don't look in the person's face, you're like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Or what's wrong with this lady? You know, and that's what the sports, you know, we tell our kids, be there. Just don't go to practice just to go. Go and get something out of it. You know what I mean? So we loved our kids because they work, they hustle. Like it would be crappy if a coach didn't give them the full 100%. That's not a coach. That's just someone being there.
Yeah. You guys have built a family out of even the teams. My brother still keeps in touch with everybody on his team.
And it's crazy.
10 years later and they're still playing. It's crazy.
And it's, you know what the funny thing is? I still get messages from kids from like even past Abby's time. Carlo, I love you. We miss you.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Stuff like that. Because kids know, and boys and girls, the boys and ladies know that, and the parents, that we will give it all for them. Like I said, my ego's done. We're done. Everything's out the door. When they step on the field, it's all them. It's their time. And of course, some parents do tend to forget, you know, oh, these guys are doing this and that, but we don't care what parents think. We just know we're doing our job for their kid.
Exactly.
And if they want to go somewhere else, that's their problem. But I know I could go to sleep relaxed. Yeah. Because I gave little Johnny 200% of my time when it's his time. So yeah, we always do that for our kids. And going back to the tours.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the tours and the academy.
The academy. So the academy, it's all individual gameplay. Like I always get into little discussion with parents about this what I tell them. I tell them this is not a team sport in the beginning.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I always thought it was a team sport.
It's a team sport when you make it.
Gotcha.
It's not a team sport when you're trying to make it because you got to focus on yourself first. I come first before my teammates. Gotcha. Right? Because now if you go try out, the coach is going to pick one player who stands out the most. So there you go. Team sports out of the question. So when you have that ball to shine, it's your time to shine. You got to dig out a player, be active, do whatever you got to do. Right? So I always tell parents, you focus on your son or your daughter. They come first. Don't worry about the team if we win 19, 20, nothing, because that's not reality. When you go to Division I school or professional or Division II or school, anywhere, they're going to look at one player or two max. That's it. So each soccer athlete here in Canada, I believe, should focus on their own work. Get stronger, get better, get technically better, get physically better, mentally better, you know, because the coach is not going to pick 16 players. He'll pick one or two. Yeah. And we've seen it. Like we went to a tour right now. Out of 60 kids, they only like one or two. So it's going back to individual gameplay. So I always say that in Canada first, it's individual. When you make it, then you go into the team structure. When you're at your location, a professional or a school, whatever it is, then it'll become into a team project. But even so, you're playing professional, you always want a better contract. So you're going back to individual gameplay. Yeah. Because everyone wants a better contract. I want to make more money. I want to go to Man City. I want to go to Bayern Munich. I got to focus on my own training. Right?
Right. So do you guys work with the different positions?
Yeah. So the academy is very, like I said, structured for the individual. We do have a club as well where we help kids. You know, we're in a club size where they play in games and stuff. But also we give them a lot of opportunities with the club. Gotcha. Scholarships, tours, academy tours. So it's pretty much, it's one big program that we did for our kids in Canada to give them opportunities because Canada lacks that. Yeah. They lack that a lot.
And you guys just started the high performance.
And then we started a high performer program where kids come half day school, half day soccer.
Yeah. Amazing.
And that changes the game.
100% because they are putting in more time if this is what they want to do. I just came to know that this program existed like last year. Yeah. Right. I don't think a lot of parents still understand that there is something like this for kids that are interested in high performance sports, right?
Yeah, and it's very important because they're having more hours on the field, Monday to Friday.
So it's half day.
Yeah, exactly. So they go, for example, they go to school from 8:30 till 12. We pick them up and they come train with us at our facility to the rest of till 3:30.
So does it impact school? Just for the parents that are watching that are like...
It doesn't impact school because they hit their hours of schooling. So they take away the gym, they take away, recess or whatever it's called. These kids have these days. So they limit that. Okay. So the kids go into sport. So they're crunching everything in the first few hours of schooling.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Because kids at the end, like I heard a lot of my students are in this program, in their old school, they would be half the day doing nothing, like, because they would finish their homework, they have time to chill.
Yeah.
They like this more because school, they make them work, do your homework, work. Now they go to soccer, work.
Yeah.
So they don't have time to fool around in class or anything. It's nonstop.
Wow.
And of course, you're training 3 hours a day for the whole school year. You're going to get better.
Right.
Mamba mentality, more hours on the field.
Right.
Will get you where you got to be.
Yeah, it's amazing. And this is connected with the TDSB, correct? Like the Toronto School Board.
Yeah, connected. So actually, we're actually the first soccer HP program with ladies.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're the first one. We have 7 girls right now.
Wow.
So we're the first soccer female HPP program, you could say.
You guys are just changing it up.
Hey,
and taking
the girls
it to the
have a
next
great
level.
potential, and that's what parents have to understand too. Back in the day, it was just university. Now, girls soccer is university and professional soccer. And Canada soccer for women is one of the best in the world.
Amazing.
We get calls for girls to make it pro. Like, hey, Carlo, you have any ladies, 21 years old, European, have a contract for her.
Wow.
And there's times I call players, but some of these players have university, school, Division I offers on the line. So it comes down to what do they pick? And a lot of the females pick the school. But now if let's switch the script, you ask the player, the boys, would you want to go professional or school? The boys always go for soccer first.
Yeah.
And I think the females could, like their ladies, should try that professional route first because it's there.
Yeah.
And we're one of the best in the world in soccer. Unfortunately, this World Cup, we didn't go that far, but that's only one World Cup. All the other ones, our national women were killing it.
Wow.
So they see us differently. I get emails at Transfer One all the time. Carlo, give me a girl, please. I need a lady for a professional.
That's amazing.
And it's there, right? But it comes down to now decision making as a family, you know, if they want to do it or not.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have the high performance. You have the academy.
Yeah.
What's next?
I don't know. Sell players. That's what we want to do. Sell players, become an agent, representative.
Wow.
It's there. It's there. Canada is growing. We went to England last year. We played against Crystal Palace, West Ham United. Our boys did very well there. 2 kids got noticed there as well.
Wow.
We went to Spain right now to play against Betis. A player got noticed right there as well. So these kids have to understand in that professional world, now there's come contracts. And there's a lot of ways to really screw up a kid's life with a contract.
Yeah.
If you have nobody that understands it.
Right.
So unfortunately for us, my father, myself, we went through it. My grandfather went through it. We have very big friends that are agents with big players around the world. You know, they help us with it. So that's our next step. Is trying to get players from our Canada club to a professional club in Europe. And that's a big game changer for Canadians, right? Like, we're cheap. They're meaning cheap, meaning our fees to sell is not high. And the quality Canada has is very, very high. And a lot of countries don't respect that because they see us as a hockey nation, a basketball nation, a baseball nation. And that's why when we go to these tours, we want our boys to perform so they take Canadians seriously.
For sure.
Because we have quality.
Yeah.
And it drives me nuts when they don't respect us.
Yeah.
And that's why when we go there, I tell my kids, you show them who we are.
Yeah.
We're strong, we're smart, we're fast. We have everything possible to become the best.
For sure.
Facilities, grass, shoes, uniform, everything. There's no way Canadians could fail.
Yeah.
But the only way we could fail is because the people up there in the big Canadian CSA, they're the ones that are making us fail. Right?
Yeah.
Because they don't give us the infrastructure, they have no money to invest in the youth.
Yeah.
Which makes a difference. So we got to go the other way. Parents have to invest in the youth.
For sure.
To make something happen.
You make it happen, right? Yeah.
But in South America and Europe, the club is investing and the nation's investing in their youth.
Wow.
Big difference. Big money difference.
Is there possibly something on the table for you guys, maybe to do some sort of a collab?
Yes, we got a lot of stuff in the line actually coming. But right now, like we can't overdo it.
For sure.
Step by step.
Step by step.
We are growing, but we want to grow smart.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't want to overdo it. Then you lose the whole concept of player development. Because as you get big, you tend to, like, there's a lot of clubs that I'm not going to name that they're huge. They have 80 kids per age group, 90 kids, 100 kids per age group.
Yeah.
Now you lose the main focus is focusing on the individual.
And the player development.
And that's what we lack.
Yeah.
Individual gameplay.
Wow.
And that's what we want to fix. Individual gameplay.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's cool because you guys, as you're doing that, you're giving them the bigger picture. I was watching yesterday, you guys had your boys and girls at the TFC game, and you know they're coming out with the players. They're in the back. They're seeing like how the players interact. They're in the locker rooms. Like that is giving them another thing to dream about.
100%.
It's different watching it on TV. It's different when you're actually there, walking out with the players. You're like feeling the energy, the you know the crowd, all of that, and it's getting them that much closer to like you know. This is what I want.
Yeah, you gotta. We want to make them love the game. Like that's our slogan: love the game. You gotta love it to be in it.
Yeah, I was just saying I love the branding. You know.
So we that's our thing. You gotta love it.
Yeah,
like the coaches love it. We are passionate about it. Yeah. And once you have a coach and your staff that's passionate about it, everyone falls in line with it.
Yeah.
Right. It makes the kids enjoy it. They go to practice happy. After they go home, we tell the parents, just give them positive feedback because the ride home is the most important.
For sure.
Because if I say, son, you did a great job, and mommy and daddy in the car ride, son, you played like crap today, the kid's not going to understand like who's right, who's wrong, who's a professional, who's not. Because my dad says I played like crap, but the coach is saying I did amazing. So, and that's why, going back to why the other countries are bigger than us, is because the parents in other countries let the coaches do their job.
I was just going to ask you, how do you feel about, okay, I'm so glad you brought that up. How do you feel about the parents that coach from the sidelines?
We've seen it. We keep seeing it. The parents are the ones that make the kids not succeed in this sport or any sport. I don't know other sports, but in terms of soccer, 100% the parents' fault. Because they think they know it all. Because they pay to play, they think they have the right to say something, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of scenarios where we saw a kid that has a lot of potential to make it, but the dad wanted it so fast, so urgent. I want it now. We're like, no, there's a process for this. And kids would go do their tryouts and come back, and the kid would quit.
Yeah.
Right? So the parents are the ones that make it the worst, and it's crazy. Like, quality players that could be like big time, the parents are the ones that really screwed it up for them.
So do you guys ever have conversations with the parents?
Yeah.
And because I'm sure outside of the time that they're with you, there's the ride home. Then there's the dinner talk. Yeah. And then there's the, how do you think you did? Like, do you guys kind of
we tell the parents
through that? Yeah.
We tell the parents, but parents right now, they're different in comparison to our time. They're a little bit more stressed. I don't know, maybe because of COVID. I don't know what it was, but parents right now in the soccer world, they're so stressed. Yeah. They want their kids to be something that they're not there yet. Canada's not there yet. And it comes down to the mom and the daddy, when they talk to, or the mom, whoever, talks to their son or daughter, how comfortable do they make them feel after the game? Because we see it. When the next practice comes, you see the kids stressed, tense. We know right away he got in crap. He got in big trouble by their dad or their mom.
Yeah.
Kids that come to practice laughing after, you know what, this guy just forgot about it. Forgot about a bad game. Because we all have bad days.
Yeah.
We all have bad moments. Everyone, adults, little kids, professionals. Yeah. And that's what we tell parents.
Yeah.
You have guys on TV that are making $500,000 a week and they miss a penalty shot. They give a bad pass. They do something wrong. I go, your son or your daughter is 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, 13. They make a mistake. They kill them. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So parents, number one, and coaches. Coaches that scream, that yell, negative feedback, make a kid cry. We see this all now.
Really?
See us all. It's so bad right now how parents are acting up, even towards referees. Canada right now is lacking referees because of parents and coaches. We went from 400 referees for Canadian kids to now they're like 200 and something.
Wow.
And it keeps decreasing.
They don't want to deal with it.
They don't want to deal with it because you're in the field coaching under 10 team. Parents are swearing at you at the ref. They're 14 years old. Little girls, little boys reffing.
Yeah.
And the little kids that are playing see the coaches swearing at these little kids. Now they're scared to make a mistake because you know what? I'm next. So it's so bad right now that we tell our parents, you talk, you're out.
Yeah.
That's our motto. You start being one of those parents that scream at don't come back.
Yeah.
Because our club's not about that. We want our kids to play relaxed. Soccer, you got to be relaxed when you're on the field. You got to love it. You can't go in a game tense. Oh my God, if I make a mistake, I'm going to get in trouble when I go home. That ride is the worst.
Wow. Yeah.
That ride is the worst.
I can imagine.
Because imagine if it happens consistent, the kid already knows, oh, damn, I'm getting it.
That's going to be a bad
And after I hear some parents saying, not my parents, some parents saying, I'm going to give it to him in the car ride. I'm like, are you guys serious right now?
Yeah.
That's how you make a kid not love it. Mm-hmm. How can you go to a place where you love it in your heart so much and you're getting in trouble? Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you got to give them that freedom. This is their time. This is their love. Mm-hmm. That's their time to take away all the negativity outside of the pitch. Because, a lot of kids go through a lot of crap.
Yeah, for sure.
On the pitch, everyone forgets.
They're free, yeah.
It's even for staff or for an adult. When you're on the field, you forget all the stuff that's going on outside of the pitch.
Yeah.
Which is like mental therapy.
Wow. Yeah.
It's mental therapy right there. You know what? This is my time to be relaxed and enjoy it.
Yeah.
After the practice is done, back to stressful life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we see it. So going back to coaches and parents, 150%.
Yeah. So what do you think is the best way to deal with it? Like what kind of, what would you just say? Because, it could just be that they don't know how to react. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, right? Like, and as a parent, like, I would want to know for myself, like, how do you have that conversation and not be negative? Like, not to say that I would purposely be negative, but like, how can you have these conversations in a nurturing way?
I tell them your son or daughter is going to be in grade 12. Mm-hmm. He'll be there or she'll be there eventually. Mm-hmm. Just enjoy the process.
Okay.
That's it. Because everyone's going to be, all these kids are going to be in high school, going to high school to grade 12. At grade 12, they become a man or a woman. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Why would I be stressing when I know my son's going to be in grade 12 in a few years about little games right now? Mm-hmm. Why would I put that stress on my boy and my girl? Yeah. They just got to enjoy the process because they're little. Like we said, our kids are growing so fast.
Yeah.
Like now my son's 8. I'm like, holy crap, I'm getting a headache right now. Like this guy's growing. Right? Yeah. So like, of course, you do get angry. Okay, son, what are you doing? Or girl, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. But you got to get over it. Mm. Yeah. Right? The parents have to get over it. Mm-hmm. And I tell them, just get over it. Your son is whatever age. Mm-hmm. When he's in grade 12, then you could stress out. Yeah. Oh, my son getting this, or is my son doing this, or is he partying, or is he this? That's when the stress begins. Yeah. But when you're soccer, there's no stress. Just love it. Yeah. So that's what we tell parents, just love it. Because I go, look, your boy's going to be this age, and I point out at my under 17, then 10 more years he's that age. Yeah. And after you're going to be like, why would I stress?
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to be there one day.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell them all the time, when grade 12 comes, then stress out. That's a
good piece
when
of advice.
Grade 12 comes, then stress out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's when the stress really begins.
For sure.
Like, if they're going out, you don't sleep. Is he coming home at what time?
Yeah.
Or, he's out with his friends. Where is he with his friends? It's different stress.
I was going to say it's different. Yeah.
And that shouldn't be a stress. That should be a beautiful day to go watch your kids play. That's it.
Yeah. I guess because you're so invested. And then you have your own ideas of dreams and goals for your kids. And then you're watching and then you have this expectation, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's just about kind of unlearning all of that and just kind of being present and just truly letting them enjoy the game.
100%. Because that's their love of their life.
Yeah.
Is being on the field.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to see it. They love it. Give them that love. Don't kill that love for them. Mm-hmm. Just let them love it even more.
Yeah.
That's why going on the home right, son. You did a bad pass, but you know what? You did 3 great passes. There you go. The son's going to be like, okay, I did make one mistake, but I did 3 good ones.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly.
So at the end, he's going to be happy. Next practice, more chilled. The next game, now instead of one bad, he's going to give good, perfect passing now. Because he's stress-free.
Exactly.
And in Europe and South America, the kids play stress-free. The parents don't talk down there. You talk, you get kicked out. Because there, they don't pay. Yeah. Difference, right? You get selected to be there. You got to be very special to be in that club. Here, because we don't have the funding, parents pay,
Right.
And that's why they think they have the rights to freak out on their kid, to freak out on this, to freak out on that.
Interesting.
So that's why Canada's too far. We're I would say 15, 20, 30 years away from that reality.
Yeah.
We will never get funding. There's no one's going to invest $200 million in Canada soccer to get kids for free.
Yeah.
It will never happen.
Interesting.
It will never happen. Because there's too much money to be made with these guys. So CSA, like when they say they're going bankrupt, like our Canadian national program, I find it very impossible. From the money, how they make off the youth, not giving games for our national team, it makes us Canadians in the soccer world look weak.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't take us seriously, because of the big timers are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
We don't have, the national team doesn't even have their own their house. Like you could say a house where every country around the world has a house, like a player house of the national team. So my dad would always go to a place called Pinto Adan, which is a Chilean, when you're on the national team, you always go to the same spot. Chile just built another one for the youth.
Wow.
Argentina has one. You name it. All the USA, everyone has one except for us. And we don't have money to even do an exhibition game. So now we go bring our boys to Spain. Oh, Canadians, you guys don't even have money to play an exhibition game for your national team. You know how bad that makes us look in the world of football? Like, it makes us look like we're nobodies. And that's what drives me insane. Where we have the potential to become the best in North America because we have culture.
100%.
We have the culture. We have the everything.
Wow.
But we don't have the main guys doing their part.
And the funding.
Their part. Look at our kids loving like seeing Alfonso Davies. And that guy brought our kids to realize we can make it anywhere.
Wow.
And that's why that boy Alfonso did a great thing for our nation. It's because he gave us dreams again.
For sure.
Guys, you could be in Bayern Munich one day. Just do what you got to do. Atiba, which was one of my dad's players, he was doing it for his whole life. And he didn't get recognized. He should be a legend. He should be everywhere, this guy. Wow. He was in Champions League. He was like our main captain. He was like a quality person, a quality player. And nothing.
Yeah.
It's very messed up. If this guy was a player in South America, he would be like massive.
Wow.
But over here, whatever. Canada soccer, we don't like it.
If ever given the opportunity to work with the higher ups to kind of put together something like that, you guys obviously would go for it?
Well, it's funny thing is Senior does get a lot of offers to coach clubs. Like even now, he got offered to coach a team in Betis, my dad. My dad said no. My dad's done with it.
Yeah.
Right? But he gets these opportunities, right? But he's not for it anymore. Me, to tell you the truth, I just want to continue with this helping Canadians. That's my goal.
Yeah.
With Senior. But Senior's, like I said, he's in a different stage of his life. But for myself, I want to help these kids, boys and girls, because there's potential.
Yeah.
We have like I said, we have culture. We have everything. We have everything to become successful. We just gotta switch up the top guys a little bit to make the whole nation become successful.
Yeah. That's an amazing thing, right? You build your pride, your country, like it's
that's what it is. Like, because when we go to these countries, we want to, you know what, we could compete. Yeah, it's just leave us, let us do what we could compete.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good the World Cup's coming. You know, even better for our kids, for their future.
How do you feel about that? Talk to me about that.
I can't wait because it's gonna bring more life to it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that's why the
Exposure.
FIFA said they're trying to make by 2026 North America the main sport, soccer the main sport.
Wow.
That's their main goal.
Well, they got Messi, so
and there you go.
Yeah.
But so funny thing is, we're in Spain, and you never see MLS jerseys nowhere in Spain. No. You will see Barcelona, blah 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 blah. Everywhere in Spain, everyone's wearing Inter Miami Messi jerseys. Me and Natasha were like, holy crap, this guy's different.
Oh level. Yeah, his reach is huge.
Different level. Like huge. Miami jerseys in Spain.
That's amazing.
When would you ever see that?
Yeah. And that's why that move was so
smart.
Huge.
Smart. Yeah. Of course, the US, they know the World Cup's going there, so it was like a marketing thing, which is brilliant. They brought in the history, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, come on, with the stuff that guy's doing right now, even the MLS, he's not loafing, he's not chilling, he's actually working.
Yeah.
right?
Actually, I just read recently, it's funny you mentioned that after one of the last games, I think they had 0 goals. He was upset, and the coach was saying, it's okay, like,
Now we
we're not going to get all of them. And he was upset.
Yeah. And that's what it is. So he brings that passion, that love, that professionalism, off the pitch.
Great role model, yeah.
Off the pitch, like you don't see nothing negative about this guy.
No.
Like his role model status is like different level.
Yeah.
Like I could say, son, like try to be like this, man. Like he's a family guy. He's always with his kids.
Exactly.
He goes, look, he's with his kids watching a practice. Just now, there's a video of him watching his kids practice.
Yeah.
That's messy. You could be at home relaxing. I don't want to deal with these guys. Leave me alone. He's there watching his son train.
Yeah.
Like, and off the pitch, he's not like he doesn't create chaos. Like even his Instagram post is not about like bling, about his house. It's about him and his family.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, he's bringing the value system that we need to the forefront again. 100%. And I think that's so missing. And it's nice to see somebody with such a huge reach doing that. As a parent, I could say
100%.
It's so nice to be like not worried about, oh my God, what is my kid watching? Who's there? Who are they idolizing? And then this is what they're posting. It's like, we're in a space like that.
And that's what it is, right? Like now there's all this, stuff that you could post, but he's doing things differently.
Yeah,
which,
for sure.
Role model wise, that's a guy.
Yeah, for sure. So, any partnership opportunities with the World Cup coming here that you guys are looking forward to?
No, I don't want to deal with the Canadian program, to tell you the truth, because they're different.
Yeah,
just put it that way. We just want our kids to be in that World Cup kind of thing.
For sure.
That's a goal that we're trying to set, but. The Canadian program has to change. They have to change.
And until then,
there's no point.
Focus on the CR soccer
There's no
school.
point. Yeah, soccer school and our club and our HPP, getting players to where they have to go,
which is huge. You guys, I don't know
so
where
pretty
you
much,
find the time.
So pretty much, we're doing what the professional clubs are doing worldwide. You know what? We'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah,
like we don't need to go with the national program
for sure.
Because look, they have so many leagues here in Canada. There's one that's called the OPDL, the I model.
I didn't know that. Really?
There's so many leagues, right? Which is so-so. Doesn't help a lot. Fake dreams, false advertisement, you could say. Because they don't focus on the end game. They focus on the yearly project.
Got you.
Pay this year, pay next year. Or when you're grade 11, okay, now we start thinking about what we should do.
Interesting.
And realistically, our club is doing at 13 years old, we're starting the process of schooling, like university, getting coaches to teach them how to do an SAT, getting them in front of universities at a younger age. Of course, they can, sign you or anything until a certain age, but we start the process early. So when they go to grade 11, grade 12, their focus is just the soccer sport.
Yeah.
They have their school intact. They have their SATs already on, set up.
It's already set up, yeah.
So what we want to do is for the kids when they hit grade 11 and grade 12 is just to focus on their sport.
Yeah.
Their schooling is already set up. Everything's going from the back.
Wow.
But a lot of these clubs wait until they're in grade 11. Grade 11, grade 12, you have a year and a half. The kids have to worry about school, SATs, being the best player, getting your grades. He has too much on his back. Too much to think about. He'll be stressing. It's crazy
because you've brought your personal experience into this, and it's kind of brought you to this understanding of how you can even help them with your experience and then your dad's experience. It's beautiful to see.
It's amazing. Well, how we became a stronger force is with our partners, right? They had down packed the university side. They're the best at that. Bryce. So John and Belinda, they're incredible people. Actually, the first meeting we had, so I met with them. I'm like, okay, guys, so we have a potential to become partners. And I go, but what's your plan? And the first thing they said is, we want to help our kids get to university. That's the first thing they said. And I'm like, I never heard that from any other club. Every other club's like, oh, how can we get our numbers bigger? Different talk.
Yeah.
They're worried about the individual.
Yeah.
Going to how we align our lives.
They're purpose driven.
So we're like, you know what? They're perfect for us to become a big, a company that helps kids.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why we were like, okay, this is perfect.
Yeah.
We love them. They're for their kids. They're there for anyone that goes around in the club. our Belinda, our partner, she even sits down with the kids to help them with their SATs set up and all stuff. Like we worry about everyone individually. And that's what matters to us the most.
Wow.
Is kids.
That's amazing.
And that's why you know how we're with the kids. It's they come first. Like I don't even care about the parents. Like, you know, I said that many times. I don't care about you guys, bro. It's kids first.
Yeah.
They're our main concern.
Yeah.
Then you guys do whatever you want after.
For
but
sure.
with us, these guys come first.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
I've always loved that about you guys.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you to the question that, you know, is the podcast's title, which is, you know, what is your, you know, what's your why? Like,
why am I doing this?
Yes. What is your why?
I want to see, like I said in the beginning, to help these kids succeed in their life. For me, that's the best thing ever. I see kids, you know, Carlo, thank you. I'm going on school. Or Carlo, thank you. I'm going to professional. Or Carlo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about the thank you. It's just
the impact.
I made this guy's life different or this girl's life different. That's it. That's only why I want to do it. I don't need I don't need none of that. Son, lady, I did what I had to do for you.
Yeah.
Go become a big human being of life and be happy.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
And that's what drives you.
That's what drives me. Making kids successful. That's our goal.
That's amazing.
And it's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
They won't change.
Yeah. No, I could honestly say how many years later, you know, nothing's changed in that regard. But the club is definitely,
yes.
And you know what? And that's the beauty of it. It grows in the right way for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know, because the right people are finding this, right? So that's amazing. So I like to end the podcast with some fun questions.
Yeah.
So the first one's going to be, what's your favorite food?
Oh, chicken wings.
Okay.
No hesitation. I love chicken wings. So if there's a chicken wing person, man, let me know. Huh?
Any particular flavor?
Spicy. I'm a spicy guy.
So anything spicy?
Frank's red. I like the Frank's red sauce, but I'm a chicken wing guy. Legit.
Okay.
I could eat that every day. You can even ask Natasha. We go to restaurants, chicken wings. She's like, hon, what are you doing? I'm like, hon, easy food. Leave me alone. I don't want no mess up. Oh, this is undercooked. This is this.
Yeah.
Give me my chicken wings.
I love it. Okay.
Chicken wings.
That's cool. Favorite country to visit?
Oh, London, England.
Really?
Oh, I love them. I love it. Barbados in the thing, but London, England's my.
Okay, too different. Okay, tell me, what is it about London? I've never really kind of explored London.
Beautiful.
Just stopped there for a layover.
Beautiful and soccer, football. Like I could be there all day just watching.
Wow.
And the level of the game is so high. And the people are so nice there in London. Oh, I just love it. Like I'd love to go. I could live there.
Wow.
I could live there.
Okay.
Yeah, I love London.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What is your hobbies?
Me? Besides soccer, I love music.
Okay. Yes, I know this.
Music.
Okay.
I'm a music guy. Realistically, just music. Like I love listening to
all
tunes.
aspects, DJing.
Yeah, my music. I go with like my brother-in-law. We make some music here and there because he's like the artist, not me. But music, I love cranking it, but I can't because my kids are young, so I gotta keep it on the level 5.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I gotta tone down the tunes.
All right. So
music. Yeah, going to you know, festivals and hearing you know, my type of music.
For sure.
That's what I love doing.
All genres?
No, not all genres.
Okay.
I'm more of a techno kind of guy.
Yeah.
Drum bass
cool.
kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your thing. Okay, no worries. And last question is, if you could be anywhere in the world right now, where would that be and why?
Where?
Anywhere in the world.
I would be in a beach. Now it would be a beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
any
love
particular beach? Just any beach.
Barbados. I fell in love with Barbados.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned just
I
now.
love it there.
Yeah, you know what? I have to say Barbados is amazing. I
so
love it
beautiful. Like even the fish fry, like
Yeah.
on Friday nights. I'm like, oh, this is the best.
Yeah. Agreed.
The people are so nice there. Like the beaches are beautiful.
Beautiful.
So I would love to be there right now, actually.
Yeah.
See, now you're making me want to. I'm going to leave tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to leave tomorrow. I'm going to go there.
Sorry, Tosh.
I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, but Barbados.
No, that's amazing. Thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, I you know, we're going to put your contact information at the bottom.
Okay.
So people can find the school, you guys, find you on social media and, you know.
No, I appreciate it.
No problem at all.
And I love what you're doing, man. Keep going.
Thank you.
Keep enjoying the life of this, man.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.